Good morning and welcome to our Emmanuel Good Friday service. Have you ever felt the ground shake? Did you quake? Did you tremble? That's the question we're going to be asking throughout our service today. We'll be asking it of three characters who met Jesus all those years ago. We'll be asking it of Clare Fillingham, our Young Families Coordinator. And we'll be asking it of ourselves, as we reflect on the sorrow, the sadness, and the wonder of those world-changing events 2,000 years ago, when the outrageous love of God led Jesus to the cross. As we go through our service today, feel free to stand and sing, or to remain seated, to join in, or to let the words and music wash over you. We begin by singing, "Once again, I look upon the cross where you died."
Jesus Christ, I think upon your sacrifice. You became nothing, poured out to death. Your gift of life, and I'm in that place once again. 'Cause I'm in that place once again. And once again I'll look upon the cross where you died. I'm humbled by your mercy, and I'm broken inside. Once again I once again I pour out my life. Now you are exalted to the highest place, King of the heavens, where one day I'll bow. But for now I'll marvel at this saving grace. I'm full of praise once again. I'm full of praise once again. And once again I'll look upon the cross where you died. I'm humbled by your mercy, and I'm broken inside. Once again I thank you. Once again I pour out my life. Once again. And once again I'll look upon the cross where you died. I'm humbled by your mercy, I'm broken inside. Once again I thank you. Once again I pour out my life. Thank you for the cross. Thank you for the cross. Thank you for the cross, my friend. Thank you for the cross. Thank you for the cross. Thank you for the cross, my friend. Oh, I'm singing thank you for the cross. Thank you for the cross. Thank you for the cross, my friend. Oh, thank you for the cross. Thank you for the cross. once again I thank you. Once again I pour out my life. And once again I look upon the cross where you died. I'm humbled by your mercy, and I'm broken inside. And once again I thank you. Once again I pour out my life.
Have you ever felt the ground shake? Did you quake? Did you tremble?
Yes, I did. Did you see what happened? Did you see? Look at my basket. It's full of the most delicious bread you have ever tasted. I can hardly believe what happened. Sorry, I'm rambling, but you would ramble too if you had seen what had happened. We were following the master, thousands of us, and we all got so caught up, and we forgot. All 5,000 of us forgot to eat. I heard Jesus' friends worrying about the fact that it was time to eat, and I also heard Jesus telling them to feed us. That was the best thing about being a child around Jesus. You got to get right up close to him while he was speaking. You could hear everything and see everything. He was so kind to us. Anyway, me being the big mouth I am, before I knew it, I was offering his friends my measly bread and fish. 5 loaves and 2 fish to be precise. Enough to feed exactly 1 person, not 5,000. How embarrassing. But they took it to Jesus anyway, and you'll never guess what happened next. Jesus lifted up my bread and my fish and said a prayer over them, and suddenly there was enough. The more he tore the bread, the more there was. The more fish they passed around, the greater amount there was to pass around. It was amazing. Everyone ate, and there were baskets brimming and stomachs filling. At the end, there were mounds of food left in the baskets, more than enough for all of us.
Yes, I did. What have I done? Did I really just say those things? Some friend, some disciple I turned out to be. My very own Jesus, my master, my life, my everything. You were with him, she said. You were with that Jesus of Nazareth. You knew him. And I said, no. What sort of a friend says no? First sign of trouble, and I just crumble. Can't even find the words to defend him. It had all been going so well. We were so hopeful, so excited, so alive. The amazing things that Jesus did, and the hope that he preached about real, loving relationships with God and with each other. But then last night, while we, the disciples, shared a meal of bread and wine, Jesus started to say things that we just couldn't understand. Someone would deny him, betray him. Well, we all denied that, of course. No, Lord, no, Master, we'd never do that. I love you, I said. He should have chosen better. Judas left the room after the meal, and later he approached us in the Garden of Gethsemane, followed by soldiers, and he pointed Jesus out to them. I was so angry, I just wanted to kill him. And then they took my Jesus away. Why has this happened? I just don't understand. And look at me now, spineless, weak. I've betrayed Jesus too. My God, can you forgive me? Can I even forgive myself? When Jesus chose me, a simple fisherman, well, he chose wrong. All that's left for me now is to go back to my boats and my nets.
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch His treasure. How great the pain of searing loss, the Father's Son has borne the pain, as wounds which mar the chosen one bring many sons to glory. Behold the man upon the cross, my sin upon his shoulders. Ashamed I hear my mocking voice call out among the scoffers. It was my sin that held him there until it was accomplished. His dying breath has brought me life. I know that it is finished. I will not boast in anything, no gifts, no power, no wisdom, but I will boast in Jesus Christ, His death and resurrection. Why should I gain from His reward? I cannot give an answer, but this I know with all my heart: His wounds have paid my ransom. Why should I gain from His reward? I cannot give an answer, but this I know with all my heart: His wounds have paid my ransom.
Have you ever felt the ground shake? Did you quake? Did you tremble?
Yes. Yeah, I did. It was just an ordinary day for me. Another of the hundreds of crucifixions that I supervise. Been there, done that, got the tunic. Yawn, tedious and brutal. Do you know how long it takes for a prisoner to die? But it pays the bills. And we do have some fun. You can call me callous if you like, but what else is a soldier to do when surrounded by so much blood and gore? So we play games, of course we do. Place bets on the criminals' things. They're not going to need them. All us lads together, you know, mocking them, teasing them, having banter. Yeah. Not our problem. Not our fault they're up on that cross. They should have lived better lives, more honourable lives. But this man, he was different. He didn't behave like the other prisoners. He didn't resist, scream or swear he was innocent. He just took it. He was just a better version of any of the others. Even the prisoner on the cross next to him noticed it too. I feel bad now. We mocked him. Proper mocked him. Ramming a crown of thorns on his head, making him bleed. He had called himself the King of the Jews, you see, and we couldn't have that. So the crown of thorns idea, that was my genius, was meant to resemble the whole "Hail, King of the Jews!" It was funny, really funny, and then the whole situation just got weird. Because when he died, I've never seen anything like it before. It was as if the whole world went dark and the ground shook. Apparently, the temple curtain tore in two. That was no fluke. That was like the earth was grieving or something. That's the only way I can explain it. I feel jittery now. I feel like I've been a part of something unforgivable. I don't do shame, but that's the right word for it. I'm ashamed of myself for my part in the whole thing, because I think that man really was the Son of God. And we let him die on that cross.
I'm going to read you a story with permission from 10 Publishing, and it's available to buy from 10ofthose.com. It's called The Day the Earth Shook by Helen Buckley and illustrated by Jenny Brace. The Day the Earth Shook. Have you ever felt the ground shake? Did you quake? Did you tremble? The day that Jesus died, the ground shook. The earth quaked. The rocks split. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. God's Son died. No wonder the ground couldn't stay still. After all, it was Jesus who measured the ground, Jesus who arranged the earth, Jesus who shaped the rocks. The day that Jesus died, the ground shook, the earth quaked, the rocks split. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. God's Son died. No wonder the ground couldn't stay still. Even the brave soldier guarding Jesus was scared. Only somebody really powerful can make the earth shake. Only somebody really strong can cause rocks to break apart. The soldier looked up at Jesus. He looked down at the broken rocks. He thought about the earthquake and he realised something. This was no ordinary man. This was God, God's own Son. And the soldier said, surely he was the Son of God. The day that Jesus died, the ground shook. The earth quaked. The rocks split. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. God's Son died. No wonder the ground couldn't stay still. The Son of God died. Shocking, staggering, shattering, but it was the only way. The sinless for the sinful, the right for the wrong, the maker for the made. For us, what love! The day that Jesus died, the ground shook, the earth quaked, the rocks split. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. God's Son died. No wonder the ground couldn't stay still. So, maybe like the ground, we should shake a little bit. Perhaps we should tremble. After all, what Jesus did was amazing. What Jesus did was super powerful, super strong love in action. Hey, shaky, quaky trembler, don't worry. That's not the end of the story. We'll have to wait till Sunday to find out what happens next. Do you know, this story made me think about what's going on in our world right now. It feels a bit as though our world is shaking, doesn't it? Everything that we know as normal has turned on its head. We can't leave our homes or visit our families and friends. We haven't had school in a normal way for a while now. Some of us have lost our jobs in these uncertain times. Some of us are feeling poorly ourselves or are worrying about people that we know and love who are unwell. So we do know what it feels like to feel the ground shake. And the story also asks, did we tremble and quake? And for all of us, I think the answer is yes. These are quaking times. Jesus' disciples were quaking at the events of that first Good Friday. They couldn't understand why life as they had known it with Jesus had come to an abrupt halt and had ended so horrifically. All of their future plans, hopes and dreams for their life with Jesus fell apart as they watched him die on that cross. Life had turned upside down for them too. Now, we know that God didn't leave Jesus alone in the tomb, dead forever. We already know how this story of Easter ends, but for the disciples, it was a frightening and confusing time. And for us too. At the moment, we're waiting in that strange time between Good Friday and Easter Sunday, knowing that there is victory, but living in the suffering, knowing God is in control of his world and his people, but also experiencing this world of his in unsettling times. The good news is that God is with us. God loves us. God hasn't let go of us. He is holding all of us in his arms just as much today as last month or last year, and he will still be with us in a week or a month or 6 months or however long we have to wait until this virus passes. The Good Friday story can comfort us. Jesus understands what it is to tremble and quake. He felt it on that first Good Friday. He allowed himself to be put to death on that cross, to feel real human anguish and fear, but to suffer for us anyway. He understands. Let's be grateful to our Heavenly Father for the love that he showed us when Jesus died for us, but also the love that he is showing us today through the kindness of our community, through the dedication of our NHS staff and other key workers, and through being with us as we read the Bible and pray and invite God to share our lockdown lives with him. Amen.
We hope you've enjoyed our service and that reflecting on those world-changing events from 2,000 years ago may help us to make some sense of the changed world in which we live in today. God is love, and perfect love casts out fear. Don't forget that Good Friday is not the end of the story, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday for our Easter celebration. God bless.